Mic check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Check, check, check.
Mic check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Check, check.
A gorgeous Saturday afternoon in downtown Reno. From Greater Nevada Fields, Reno 1868 Football Club coming in riding a 12-game unbeaten streak, and they'll put that to the test tonight against the Portland Timbers 2. And hi, everybody. Welcome inside our broadcast booth alongside Colin Tabor. I'm Alex Margulies. I mentioned the streak they're calling. Reno has not lost since April the 14th. They started this streak with a win on the road against Portland and a chance to go 2-0 against them here today.
Yeah, 12 games unbeaten for Ian Russell's side. Reno 1868 will be looking to make that lucky number 13 against the T2 side that has really improved since last year.
All right, let's take a look at the key players of the match. In this one, begin with the visitors. Renzo Zambrano has been a top player in the midfield for the Timbers this year.
Yeah, with Timbers 2 looking to push high and push their fullbacks forward, it's Renzo Zambrano's job to keep things ticking in the midfield along with breaking up any potential counterattacks. He's been excellent this season.
The Venezuelan has a couple caps with his home country's national team. He'll be one to look out for in the middle. And on the other side of the pitch, Reno 1868, their offense has been getting going. And Brian Brown here in his second season with the team, he has been outstanding as of late.
Yeah, 5 goals leads the team this year. Brian Brown usually has seen himself as the super sub for Reno 1868, but he's been tasked with being the starting striker here tonight.
He has scored in 3 consecutive games. He'll make his 5th start of the season. We'll come back with our starting lineups and kickoff here from Greater Nevada Field. It's Reno 1868 taking on the Portland Timbers 2 next on My 21 TV. All right, welcome back inside Greater Nevada Field. Moments away from kickoff here tonight. Portland and Reno coming up in just a couple moments. So let's take a look at the starting lineups. We'll begin with the visiting Timbers 2. They come in with 8 wins, 6 losses, and 2 draws, 26 points. They're in 6th place in the Western Conference. And Colin, their lineup, missing a lot of their top flight players, dealing with some injuries, but still some talented guys for Portland here tonight.
Yeah, definitely some talent here in this Timbers lineup. Speaking of injuries, Roy Miller, the experienced Costa Rican with 59 caps, is coming back from his Achilles rupture, making his debut of the season for Timbers 2.
Reno 1868, they come in, well, there's the Timbers 2 lineup. Mangles in the goal. He'll play in his 8th game of the season. Roy Miller, 59 caps for Costa Rica. He ruptured his Achilles in November, and he is playing his first soccer in 2018 here in the USL. Longtime MLSer. For Reno 1868, we take a look at their starting lineup, and Joel Quiberg coming down from San Jose today for Reno 1868. You see it there, Brown, Mafeka, some of the top offensive players for this Reno 1868 team. Also good to see Antoine Opino back in the starting lineup.
Again, Zach Carroll over at center. And I'm really excited to see this front four, Brian Brown, Lindo Mafeka, Antoine Opino, and Jerry Van Avek. I think they're starting to build some chemistry together, and they can really be electrifying when they click.
Both these teams trying to remain under the cut of field, but since they have gone 2-0-2. Timbers in the road white uniforms and Reno 1868 in the home blues here tonight. Beautiful night here in downtown Reno. Temperatures in the high 70s, a little bit of a breeze. It has been just a perfect week. Had some great Reno Aces games. They would take 3 out of 4 in their series from the Salt Lake Bees, and now Reno 1868 trying to get going again as well. Battleborn Brigade is here. They're setting off their smoke bombs. A good crowd here tonight for this action.
Yeah, a great crowd and a beautiful night here in Reno. Reno 1868 will be hoping that they'll be similar to last time Timbers 2 came to town, where Reno had a convincing win last fall. But this Timbers 2 team is a lot different than the team from last year, a team that was sat at last place at the end of the season. Now they're really starting to click, starting to get some wins, brought in a lot of veterans to this team.
I mean, you're talking about a Portland team that was 3-23-6 last season, dead last in the USL, and now a chance to be a playoff team here in 2018. We were talking before the match, and I asked you what the difference had been besides just personnel. They do have a new head coach in Cameron Knowles, but you said that Portland really plays a much more possession-style game now.
Yeah, if you look at the screen now, you'll see the three behind Augustin Williams really getting tight and central, creating those triangles up high. Well, the fullbacks, Farfan and Mulligan, get very high up the field. So you see that they're a lot more attacking oriented. You see that they're playing expansive soccer, and they're getting results because of it.
They've held the ball almost the entire way here through the first minute plus. JT Marcinkowski back in goal for Reno 1868. He'll play in his 14th match tonight. 19 goals allowed. He's got 41 saves. That's good for a tie for 8th place in the United Soccer League. An early corner kick for the Timbers. Marvin Loria. Sent it short to Roy Miller, and again, Timbers able to keep possession.
Yeah, that was well read by Jerry Van Avek, seeing the short corner, being able to stop anything from coming of it, but now Timbers will just try to recycle the other way and keep possession. They've done a good job so far of keeping the ball. We talked about the fullbacks getting up. We've also seen early on Lewis getting into the half spaces.
Welto sends it into the middle, and a diving stop by Marcinkowski to pull it out of trouble.
That was well done from Marcinkowski there. He's been fantastic this season. Really, a few saves. You're talking about the amount of saves he's made this season. A few of them were just pulled out of thin air. Shots that you expected for sure to be a goal.
No question, Reno 1868 has won a couple of games this year, in particular because of some dazzling saves from Marcinkowski. Once again, the Timbers able to take away and keeping possession. When you're going to play a team like Portland that wants to possess and keep the ball, how do you adjust if you're Reno?
I think you just have to be patient off the ball, disciplined off the ball. You can see that not only are they trying to play possession, they're trying to play quick one-touch passes, little combinations to draw people in, and then find runners like Velto in behind. You just have to remain patient and find your opportunities when you do win the ball and make the most of your counterattacks, because this Portland team's sending a lot of numbers forward, which means that there is space for the likes of Jerry Van Avek and Antoine Opano to exploit out wide.
Lindo Mafeka down here early, the 24-year-old from South Africa. Second season here with Reno 1868. He's one of their most dynamic offensive players. He has scored 3 goals this year. And looks like he was holding on to his left hamstring, but able to get up without Reno's trainer having to go take a look.
Yeah, a little bit of contact there, but he should be able to shake it off and continue.
Marcinkowski will roll it over towards Thomas Janjigian, making his 10th start of the year.
It's nice to see Thomas Janjigian, a guy who was on the peripheral of the squad last year, really make a name for himself here at center back. I mean, his partnership with Zach Carroll has been fantastic, and they've really shored up their back line.
Really has stepped up in the absence of Jordan Morrell. He went down with an injury a couple of months ago. We've seen Morrell come back since then. But Janjigian, who only played in 4 games a season ago, has kept on to that center back spot.
And Ian Russell is showing confidence in him by, even though Jordan Morrell has returned to the squad, has returned to fitness, he's keeping the faith in Janjigian and Carroll and that partnership they've created, which it has to be a huge confidence booster for Janjigian.
Alex Mangels in goal. He's allowed just 11 goals in his 7 games, 17 saves. He's a product of nearby Cal Berkeley, just a couple hours away in the Bay Area. Nice job there by Seth Kasipley. Gets possession for Reno. They'll send it backwards to Marcinkowski. Being pressured by Williams, he'll kick it out to midfield.
We see Timbers, when they do lose the ball, they press high to try to win it back. They're trying to get in the face of the Reno center backs along with Marcinkowski.
Got foul against Reno, so possession for the Timbers here as we move into the 7th minute. Reno a chance here this week to pick up some valuable points. They got a game here tonight as well as coming up on Tuesday night. July 3rd, we'll have some post-game fireworks here at Greater Nevada Field. Reno takes on Salt Lake City.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting game against Real Monarchs, who for the 2nd season in a row have been fantastic.
Here's Zach Carroll, first season here with Reno. He's done a great job at center back. Janjigian was trying to find Opano there. Here's Richards. Now Joel Quaiberg. And broken up in the box, that time by Timbers defender Jimmy Mulligan.
Yeah, Joel Quaiberg's someone I'm interested to see more of. Brought in San Jose Earthquakes in the offseason. He hasn't really been able to break into that lineup. So I think he's going to want to show the San Jose front office what he can do out here tonight.
25-year-old from Colombia. Played professionally in Sweden for a number of years. Making his 2nd start here in Reno. Chance early here for the Timbers, and a shot on goal that time by Jack Barmby. And once again, JT Marcinkowski up to the challenge as Barmby hit it straight at him.
Now, a really clever movement from Jack Barmby there to peel off of Zach Carroll and get a shot off. The shot wasn't quite what he wanted, but you can see him trying to find those little gaps in the half spaces and exploit how much the back four is dragged apart.
Good movement there by Reno. Brown got it to Opano. Now Mafeka back to Brian Brown. Brown just missed. Left-footed, and he just barely missed that right post.
Yeah, and a good little ball in from Lindo Mafeka. A linesman actually waved the offside flag for him, so looks like he drifted slightly offside there, but good movement from Brian Brown and a good just defense-splitting pass from Lindo Mafeka in a tight space.
Brown has appeared in 15 games now for Reno this year, just his 5th start, though. And you mentioned the Open. Usually he's a guy that comes off the bench and really is valuable for the team in the second half of matches, but he's been playing so well and has been so productive. Ian Russell deciding to insert him as the lone forward in his 4-2-3-1.
Yeah, a lot of people talked about the departure of Dane Kelly and how it could affect the team. I think Ian Russell put a lot of faith in Brian Brown this year. He knew that he had a great striker already waiting in the wings, so he didn't need to worry about that departure affecting things too much.
Reno, of course, last year, 75 goals, including 18 by Kelly, who was the Golden Boot winner. He would go on to play professionally in India for a little bit before signing with DC United. Good breakup there by Richards. Reno gives it right back, though. Loria trying to find Vuelto. Williams sends it back, and the Timbers will hold on to it.
Yeah, a bit of a missed opportunity there after that fantastic ball from Loria to find Vuelto. Vuelto's cross doesn't quite find Augustin Williams, and now Timbers will reset once again.
Vuelto, 20 years old, from Honduras, playing the ball down the field, and too far that time, and a goal kick coming up for Marcinkowski. Select is the official soccer ball of the USL. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit SelectSportAmerica.com. You can receive free shipping on orders over $50. Throw will come from Joel Queiberg. Jack Carroll comes up from his center back spot, the captain tonight for Reno 1868. Richards trying to find Openo, but it goes off his foot, and Mangles will now reset things for the Timbers. So early on, Portland has held possession for the majority of the match, but Reno almost able to get the first goal of the night. A near miss by Brian Brown. Jigian steps up to grab it. Now Queiberg.
Antoine Openo's not happy about that. He felt it should have been a corner after Farfan's tackle on him. But you want to see Openo be able to turn and face up Marco Farfan, the talented but inexperienced left back who's made his breakthrough with the senior team. Openo loves to make people have to make a challenge. Farfan did really well to keep tight to him, make sure he can't turn and take him on one-on-one.
Yeah, Farfan making just his second start here in the USL. He's played in 8 games in MLS with the Portland Timbers, just 19 years old. A product of their academy. He's been with the organization since 2013.
And he'll have his hands full with Openo and another Timbers Academy graduate, Brent Richards.
Here is Richards. Centers. Diving stop by Mangles. Reno really attacking that right side, though, of the Timbers defense. A lot of their attack coming from Richards, playing forward from his right fullback spot. Not uncommon for Ian Russell to attack defenses that way.
Yeah, I think this will be interesting with both teams pushing their fullback so high. We see a lot going on in the wide areas, especially in the side closest to us, with Portland attacking down the left and Reno attacking down the right.
Really good movement here from Reno as Openo Gets it in the box, and it's cleared out. Vuelto.
I think Roy Miller showed his experience there a little bit. Sensed the run of Brian Brown in behind, was able to make that intervention rather than leaving it for his keeper.
Fans, the USL's official Twitter feed keeps you up to date with news, live game updates, and highlights from around the league 24/7. Follow at USL on Twitter. Alongside Colin Tabor, Alex Margulies here with you tonight in downtown Reno. Going into the 16th minute, Reno and Portland playing for the second time this season. Trying to find Brian Brown there, but it goes out of play.
A good tackle from Jadama there, tracking Brian Brown's run.
Jerry Van Avik throws it into Brown, and a clearance by the Timbers, and a corner kick now for Reno 1868.
Yeah, Brian Brown's someone they're going to want to keep their eyes on. He's big, strong, and powerful, but he's also a clever player on the ball. He's pretty elusive. He can dribble past people. So he's a bit of a two-way player in that regard.
Van Avik went short, trying to find Richards. Goes right back to him, though. Back to Van Avik again. And Reno earns another corner. Brown redirects it with his head. Mulligan clears it away. All the way back to Reno's keeper, JT Marcinkowski. He was signed on a homegrown contract with San Jose this past December. Started in their academy, played in college at Georgetown. First season here in Reno.
Ooh, Antoine Opano almost got away with that there. Tries to draw in Roy Miller, and then a quick little dummy to get past him in the space he just created, but Roy Miller reads that very well and deals with it.
Miller has to clear that one away, and so Reno once again will go to the corner. Actually, that one went to the side, so just a throw in from Opano. Over to Richards.
Well recovered from Reno there. They're starting to win the ball back a little quicker and keep possession for themselves. Oh, and fantastic from Van Avik there to receive the ball. But you're starting to see the likes of Jerry Van Avik get on the ball, which is what Reno want to see.
Richards tries to find Brown, and he blasts it off into the outfield grass.
And a good deep cross in from Brent Richards to find Brian Brown. Brian Brown on his weaker right foot. Can't quite get the contact he wants, but good movement from him and a good opportunity from Reno.
Reno's had some good chances here in this first half. Portland not possessing the ball quite like they were to start the game. Reno has really taken over here in the last 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, Portland are now having trouble finding the likes of Loria, of Vuelto, and Barnby, who were fantastic in the opening couple minutes.
Richards leading Reno's attack, finds Openo. Keeps it in play.
And that duo of Brent Richards and Antoine Openo once again creating a little havoc on this right-hand side. Marco Farfan's not quite sure who to step to. He's going to need a little more support from Vuelto, I think, to deal with Brent Richards' overlapping runs and Antoine Openo coming inside a little bit.
Loria sends it to the middle, headed out of the box by Reno. Marcinkowski knocks it down and once again comes up with a save.
Yeah, Mulligan with a little bit of space there. He thinks, why not? And gives Marcinkowski a little bit of trouble, but in the end, it's a pretty comfortable save.
Reno trying to quickly flip the field, but the Timbers get it back in the mid. Andre Lewis, 23-year-old from Jamaica, same hometown as Reno's Brenton Griffiths, both from Spanish Town. Spent some time with the Jamaican national team.
Well done from Mulligan there to evade pressure, and he's off on this run.
He's gotten 2 assists this season. He's trying to find Williams. Janjigian cut it off, though. Sipley finds Brown, but he's got to spin around and let some of his teammates come catch up. He had 4 white shirts to get past, and only Brown. Now he's got some reinforcements. Mafeka now wide to Jerry Van Avik.
Well, that was good dribbling there from Jerry Van Avik, but Mulligan receives support this time from Williams. He's someone you don't want to face 1v1, Jerry Van Avik. He's so tricky on the ball. He can take people on. He can put in a deadly cross, or he can cut in and shoot as well.
Still 0-0 as we go towards the 24th minute here tonight. Reno trying to win 2 in a row, unbeaten over their last 12. Coming off a win in San Antonio, Jerry Van Avik and Brian Brown with the goals in that contest. Reno with a sweep over San Antonio this year.
And a fantastic goal from Jerry Van Avik, too. It made Sports Center number 8 on the top 10.
It was fun. We actually had Jerry on our ESPN radio show that I host with Brian Samudio on Fridays from 1 to 2. And Jerry said he had actually never even heard of Sports Center until he found out his goal was in the top 10. And after he knew what it was, he was very excited about it.
Yeah, for a play in USL to make it, it's got to be spectacular, which that free kick really was.
It's a beautiful bending free kick from outside the box. Openo finds Mangles.
Yeah, Openo 1v1 against Marco Farfan is able to get enough space for the cross, but just can't cut it back enough. in the end, it's easy catch for Mangles, but Openo is looking to take on his opposition fullback along with Jerry Van Avik on the other side.
Nice job there by Van Avik. No whistle, they'll let it continue. Head referee tonight is Mia Peckmick. Man down here for the Timbers, and they're going to call on the trainer.
Yeah, and this doesn't look good from Zambrano. He's struggling right now.
Greg Wakefield coming out to take a look at him. Want to remind you, you can watch highlights from every game in the 2018 USL season and bonus content from around the circuit by subscribing to the league's official YouTube channel. You can do so at youtube.com/USL. It's like Zambrano's been able to gather himself. 23-year-old from Venezuela. Played professionally in his home country in the second tier before signing with the Portland Timbers 2 this season. So it'll be Reno possession. Zambrano still working on getting back into the game. He'll stand out for a few moments. Farfan on the ball. Also a member of the U.S. under-19 men's national team.
Well, but that high press from the combination Openo and Mafeka to win that back and be at Timbers' throats again was fantastic.
Because Sipley was trying to feed Brown. They'll kick it away, and Reno will now send Quiberg to a throw-in. Made his MLS debut earlier this season against Philadelphia. Timbers on the attack here. They get past Covillo. Janjigi in there in the box to break up the movement. Here comes a quick counter. A lot of white jerseys, though. You can see the Timbers organizing with 6 players in the middle of the field. They've done a really good job when they have decided to push forward. They know how to get back quickly and organize.
Yeah, I think if they realize they can't counter press to win it back, they get into shape very quickly. You see those 2 holding mids of Zambrano and Lewis protect that back four really quickly, allow the fullbacks to get back and allow themselves to find shape when they are a little disorganized. But this Timbers 2 team, the 3 behind Williams, Vuelto, Loria, and Barnby, they're interchanging a lot. There's not one stick on one wing and one on the other and one in behind Williams. You'll see Barnby next to Williams at times. You'll see Loria on the left, Vuelto on the left. Now Vuelto's on the right trying to cut inside using his left foot. You'll see a lot of interchanging of positions.
Too strong for Openo there, trying to use his head to control it. Now he's able to find the ball. And Farfan able to defend the box.
And that's the second time now that Openo has managed to get his body in between the last second to earn a foul. But it looks like we saw the flag from the linesman, but looks like the center referee is not giving it, instead giving the throw-in. Openo clearly is not happy about
Openo and Peckmick going to continue this discussion. So Timbers ball, Farfan will throw it in. Richards heads it. Mafeka putting on pressure, but Portland clears it. Farfan again, the throw in. Youngest player to suit up for the Timbers in their team's history. He was just 18 years old and 120 days when he made his debut last season. A player with a bright future that may have a chance to crack into the first team men's national team. And as I mentioned right now, he's on that U19 team, and he's considered a prospect for the future there.
Yeah, and I think U.S. is lacking really an established left back to step up. And a lot of the prospects coming up, you don't see a lot of left backs on that. So he's someone who, if he continues on his current trajectory and really breaks into the starting 11 at Timbers, he's someone that they can consider. But ahead of him is Jorge Villafana, who's probably the established left back for the U.S. national team right now at Portland Timbers.
Marvin Loria with his second corner kick of the night. Janjigian heads it out. Farfan again. Vuelto being guarded by Kasipli. Makes a move around him. Mafeka can't control it. And a goal kick coming up for Marcinkowski.
It was a good play from Loria there on that right-hand side, taking on Seth Kasipli and then Joel Kleiberg. Just can't get to it there on the end line. He rolls out for a goal kick, but clever player who can beat you either way. Timbers will want to see more of him on the ball. I think they had a lot of success when he was getting the ball early on, and then he's been somewhat anonymous for the last 20 minutes or so.
Brent Richards going to a quick throw in. Brown and Openo combining. Farfan does a good job once again defending. Richards making it tough on Farfan and Vuelto.
Brent Richards is playing like someone with a point to prove against his hometown club. Going up and down that line, pressing, winning the ball back. He's been great in these opening 30 minutes.
Richards, 26 years old, from Portland, as you mentioned, and he's the only player on this Reno team that has started every single game this year. Leads the team in minutes. Huge piece of their playoff team last year. Richards was second to Antoine Openo in chances created, and you can see an example again here tonight of how that happens from that fullback spot with how forward he plays, and he was a forward himself in college at the University of Washington, and it's not really an uncomfortable transition for him in this system.
Yeah, and last season when Reno suffered a lot of injuries in the forward spot, he actually got a run out there playing up top.
Openo trying to lead in Van Avik, and nice job by Mangles to come grab it.
Such a good ball from Antoine Openo, and that run from Van Avik to slice open that Portland defense. And just the ball is just a little bit too heavy for him there, but a great opportunity. And if Van Avik gets something on it, that surely would be a goal.
Nice job there by Queinberg to step up and get possession for Reno. Here comes Van Avek. Brown can't keep it in, and the Timbers will go to a throw-in as we go to minute 36. Mentioned these two teams played back in April, and it was Reno who came away with the victory. Interestingly, all 3 goals that were scored in that game, none of them are on the pitch right now. Victor Arboleda led the scoring in the 38th minute. Kevin Partita in the 65th, and then Danny Mazovsky, the winning goal for Reno in the 89th minute. Partita with San Jose, the Earthquakes tonight playing in the Cali Classico, taking on the LA Galaxy, and that game got off to a pretty wild start, didn't it?
Yeah, it's Zlatan Ibrahimovic in the first minute with the trademark Zlatan goal.
Last check, that was a 2-1 score. Actually, it's now 3-2. There have been a couple more goals. Galaxy leading 3-2. That game in the 48th minute. Ibrahimovic now has 2 goals, also scoring in the 25th.
Yeah, getting a result in the Cali Classico would be a big statement of intent for San Jose Earthquakes.
Andre Lewis gets it away from Kasipli. Battleborn Brigade getting loud from behind Marcinkowski. Trying to spur their team on here in the 37th minute. A tightly contested match so far between Reno and Portland in a battle of 2 teams that are separated by only 1 point in the Western Conference standings. Reno, like they did last year, after the first month, found themselves near the bottom of the Western Conference, and with a really strong last couple of months, they have been able to get back into that playoff position. And then 7th, top 8 teams will make the USL playoffs.
Yeah, after the turnaround last year, I doubt anyone was expecting anything less from Reno 1868. A slow start with a quick turnaround and finding their form, keeping it for the rest of the season. It's becoming a staple of this side.
Farfan slow to get up. Lindo Mafeka.
And Reno winning it high up the field again.
Van Avek over to Richards. Convio trying to volley one into the box for Brown. Gets contact from Jadama. No whistle, though. And a goal kick coming up from Mangles. Watch to get exclusive video content and photography from across the USL. You can make sure to follow the league's Instagram account at USL Soccer. Mentioned the Cali Classico taking place tonight between the Galaxy and the Earthquakes, of course, in the midst of the World Cup. And boy, what a good World Cup it has been so far. As Kasipli finds Mafeka.
I feel bad for whoever has to pick the goal of the tournament. That's going to be a...
Richards with a screamer, and he just missed it.
And Richards finding space inside after Opano drags both Vuelto and Farfan out wide, cuts onto his left foot and has one, but unfortunately for him, it sees it hit side netting. But a great strike there from the right back.
Some really exciting matches in World Cup today. France with the win over Argentina in a high-scoring affair. Argentinians frustrated with their World Cup. They barely advanced out of the group stage, and a lot of frustrations for Messi.
Yeah, but for a side that barely got there in the first place, I don't think they were expecting much more than that.
Timbers on the run here. Lewis takes a crack at the upper right-hand corner, and he just went wide.
And such a quick counterattack from Timbers, too. Williams is able to find Lewis, and Lewis cuts it back onto his right foot. And his shot just goes just over the crossbar, but an opportunity tonight there for Timbers, too, after catching Reno sleeping a little bit.
Do you have a favorite to win the World Cup?
I don't. I'm afraid to say someone and then they just get knocked out this round. I think this is a very tough World Cup to predict.
I was talking to Jerry Van Avek about that. He was pulling for Belgium in this World Cup, neighboring country to his home, the Netherlands. Ian Russell said he's liking what Brazil's doing, not a pick so outside the box.
No, Brazil have to be favorites with the squad that they have. But I'd like to see more from them.
Should be a very exciting match on Monday. Mexico and Brazil going at it early in the morning. 7 o'clock kickoff.
And I think Mexico's a team that plays up to their opponents. So don't underestimate this Mexico team.
That should be a really exciting match. Mexico advancing in wild fashion after beating Germany and South Korea. They fell victim to Sweden and would need South Korea to beat Germany, and they would do that in stoppage time. That was certainly the surprise of this World Cup so far, the early exit from the previous World Cup champion.
Well, with the amount of times it's happened in recent years, could you say it's that surprising? Even if it is Germany, even if you say, oh, that's such a mentally strong team, they're only adding to that squad with the likes of Kimmich and Leon Goretzka breaking into the team. But that curse really has been interesting for teams stepping in, and Spain last World Cup as well.
It just goes
Italy the World Cup before.
Yeah, I think it just goes to show just how much competition there is, and that there really isn't just one superpower that can sustain for a long period of time, and there are a lot of really quality teams across the world, and it's not an easy tournament. Not an easy tournament even to advance out of the group stage. Jack Barnby on the ball, 23-year-old. He's also a product of the Timbers Academy. Or excuse me, he was signed by the Timbers. From England, actually came through the Manchester United system as a teenager. Eventually signed with Leicester City, and then eventually got to the States with the Timbers. Great ball into the box, and somehow Reno's able to get that one out of trouble. Loria, though. Loria had some contact there. I think Reno fortunate he didn't go down. Another dangerous ball there, and it's Janjigian who redirects it.
Great play, both from Barnby and Loria taking on Quaiberg there. Both left-footed players thinking Reno defense thinks they're going to cut inside, and they end up bringing it to the end line. Reno's caught diving in there a couple times.
Here's Loria again. Over to Lewis. Carroll heads out, and another corner coming for the Timbers as we tick down the final seconds here in regulation.
Yeah, and Timbers have come back to life at the end of this first half. They're trying to get to the locker room with some kind of advantage here.
Punched out by Marcinkowski. Carroll heads it away.
Well, and that was dangerous. Took a tricky deflection. Zach Carroll saves Marcinkowski, who's a bit wrong-footed there after the deflection.
Openo tangled up at midfield. You see 2 minutes of stoppage time added. Openo had a run down the sideline. He had to put on the brakes, though, and try and get around Jadama.
Openo walking pretty gingerly off that right foot there. Oh, and Cavillo and Brian Brown almost spot. Really a opening down the middle. Poor defending from T2, but Cavillo's pass isn't quite into Brian Brown's feet, who could have turned and had space to run. Strange to see Miller and Jadama so far apart there.
Coming up at halftime, we'll hear from head coach Ian Russell. Kylie Diesner will have that interview for us here in a few moments. Final seconds here in the first half, 0-0 here at Greater Nevada Field between Reno and Portland. Both teams had some chances here in this first half in what has been a very even contest thus far. And that's the first half whistle. So we will go into halftime with no score. Second match this year between these two clubs. And we'll see if the second 45 minutes will produce a goal. But Colin, pretty good match.
Yeah, a bit of a cagey affair. A few real quality chances, a couple good ones. There was the one from Lewis just over the crossbar along with Brent Richards into side netting. And both teams, I think, feeling each other out and will look to come out with more in the second half.
Team heading into halftime. And Kylie Diesner down on the field with Ian Russell. Kylie, take it away.
Sorry. Good?
All yours, Kylie.
All right, we're here with head coach Ian Russell. Now, Ian, 0-0 is not necessarily the halftime score we're looking for. You guys have had tons of opportunities. What do you need to do in the second half to get those in the net?
Yeah, I just think our energy's been a little low. So when we get in the final third, it's got to be better quality, our crosses, our finishing. But just overall, the energy's low. We got to pick that up.
All right, and then the Timbers had a couple of close calls there towards the end of the second half. What's the defensive breakdown on those?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they're a quality team. They got good players. So a lot of their opportunities have been coming off of our mistakes. So we had a little free kick wide that we play right to them. They get a chance from it. So it's just a matter of cleaning everything up.
All right, thanks so much, Coach.
All right, Kylie, thanks so much. We will head into halftime now. It is 0-0 here in downtown Reno, and we will come back with highlights and second half action here in just a little bit.
salute is certainly in the works. Thank you, Marcel. Marcel Schaefer playing it. Can he service one in? Goal! Leon Taylor from Marcel Schaefer.
There's no question we've had our fair share of impressive free kicks this season.
Van Aving. Off the crossbar and in, and it's 1-0 Reno.
Here comes Malcolm, takes a shot, and he scores! Shane Malcolm off the free kick! Puts Switchbacks FC on top. He lines this up, he's going to drill it hard. Curling ball, it's in, it's tied to 2-2. What a free kick. Really looks interesting. Here is Kuzay curling it! Sensational strike from Kuzay! Enter now, pocket of space. Deflected strike, that's a fantastic save.
Dykstra just drawn through by Boston loose in the area.
Left foot, Van Oekel had to come up with the save.
Good build-up play, Wakaso shoots. Great save by Nelson.
Now it's going to be Bajev, and out sprawl. Gomez comes up with a big six.
In space. This is played back across for White. Saved by Crapo.
Sinovic on his left. Seth Sinovic. Shot on goal. It's in. Cameron Owasa with number 6 on the year. Shipolati staying with it. Shipolati back across. Yes. And how about North Carolina FC?
Got some help. This is a shot that finds the back of the net. Cutler last man back in. It will be Reed who will score again. Reed inside the 18. Left-footed strike, and it's a hat trick. For number 30.
Shot comes on, and Akira able to use his fists.
Omar can't finish. Great save with the left foot there by Marcinkowski.
Hey soccer fans, I'm Courtney Hudson with Reno 1868 FC, and this is your look around the league. As we close off week 16 of the regular season, Real Monarchs SLC continues to extend their lead with 37 points. Here's a look at the games played earlier this week. In the Western Conference, Real Monarchs defeated Fresno FC 1-0 on Tuesday, and Tulsa got its first win of the season after defeating LA Galaxy 2 on Wednesday. On Friday, Phoenix Rising defeated Orange County SC 1-0. We're going to take a look at some of the top storylines of this week. Louisville City FC announced on Friday that the club has been informed that head coach James O'Connor, who led the team to the 2017 USL Cup, had agreed to a deal in principle to accept a coaching position with Major League Soccer's Orlando City FC. The race for the USL playoffs is tight in the Western Conference. Despite Real Monarchs SLC holding a commanding lead, the race for third place is separated by just 6 points. Sacramento currently sits in third with 29 points. The race in the Eastern Conference is even tighter, with the top 8 being separated by just 10 points. The race for the USL's Golden Boot is just as tight, with Orange County's Thomas Ethelson locking the lead for first place with Carlton Belmar for Swope Park Rangers. Both goal scorers had 9 goals apiece near the midpoint of the USL season, with Belmar scoring his 9th goal in a 3-2 win over Las Vegas last Saturday. That's your look around the league for this week. Enjoy the second half of the game here at Greater Nevada Field.
He takes the shot and puts it in the back of the net. Oh, what a strike from the captain! He's got it!
Back here inside Greater Nevada Field alongside Colin Tabor, Alex Margulies. See the score there, 0-0 between Reno and Portland. And Colin, both teams had some chances. It was an interesting first half. Neither really kind of established themselves in the first half. But for Reno, I think they have to like the position that they're in. They, of course, would like to be in a spot where they have an advantage, but I think they felt like they did some good things in the first half.
Yeah, I think Reno were able to link up pretty well. I think the likes of Antoine Openo and Brent Richards did a good job on that right-hand side, taking on Marco Farfan. And I think they're just looking for a little more cutting edge in the final third.
All right, Colin, let's take a look at the first half highlights. Reno with an early chance. Brian Brown just barely missing, giving Reno the first goal of the night.
Yeah, good ball in from Lindo Mafeka. Brian Brown is actually waved offside here, but good movement and a great save from Mangles.
Antoine Openo is very active in the first half for Reno 1868. Gets into the box and decides to take a strike on goal, but Mangles was up to the challenge.
Yeah, we saw a lot of Openo in this first half, taking people on. This ball from Jerry Van Avik is so close to being a brilliant assist, but just a little bit too much for Van Avik's run.
Brent Richards found some space and took a crack at goal and narrowly missed with a strong left-footed strike. But again, it would stay 0-0. Timbers had their spots as well. A blast from Andre Lewis. That was maybe the most quality look that either side had in that first half, as he was wide open in the middle of the box.
Yeah, Andre Lewis is probably kicking himself in the locker room right now for not putting that away, because that was a golden opportunity. They find space on the counterattack. Williams finds Lewis there. Lewis cuts inside, and his shot goes over the bar.
When you look at what Reno's got on the bench, there are a lot of weapons for Ian Russell. Is there anyone in particular you look at that maybe could be a game-changing player in the second half for Reno?
Well, I think Mo Chow has looked dangerous when coming off the bench. When he started, he's looked maybe not as dangerous as when he's come off the bench, but he's come off the bench a few times now and has been a real game changer. He's someone who can have that off-the-ball movement to get in behind the defense to maybe get a quality chance.
If you're Portland and you look at your first half, they want to possess it. They certainly did that a lot in the beginning of the first half. What kind of adjustments do you see from Cameron Knowles going into the second half?
Well, I think that they're going to want to try to keep a little more possession, try to find that space between the lines, and find Vuelto and Loria with space to run at people, because that was starting to happen fewer and further between as the half progressed.
Shot at Jordan Morrell, wore the captain's armband at the beginning of the season for Reno 1868. Went down with an injury a couple months ago. Could see him in the second half. We also saw Bretton Griffiths warming up out on the pitch. So we'll see what the second half of action will bring here between Portland and Reno. In terms of Reno adjustments, what are you looking for?
I think they need to get in behind more. I think they're doing a good job, but then once they get into the final third, those runs in behind, you just aren't seeing them. You've seen them a couple times, but they just failed to make that final pass, as we saw from Openo's pass to Van Avik. They keep making those runs, those diagonal runs between the fullback and the center back. Van Avik and Openo are gonna find space to have a shot.
Do you see Reno maybe trying to go long and maybe going for some kind of Hail Mary type of plays where you send it long and send the guys down the field to get behind the defense?
If they catch the fullbacks getting high up again, I think that could be an option. An inside-out run from the striker to get that space in behind and allow other runners for a ball across. I think that is something that could happen. Brian Brown isn't really, he's more acting as a post-up forward. He doesn't quite have the pace as other Reno 1868 strikers. Instead, he's better at using his body, having the ball at his feet. So maybe the likes of Openo making that run in behind is something we could see in the second half.
Reno has gone without a loss since the middle of April. Their last defeat came here at home April the 14th in a 4-0 loss to Colorado Springs. They have not been defeated since, with 6 wins and 6 draws. They come in with 25 points. That's good for 7th in the Western Conference. And Reno jostling with this Portland team. They come in with 8 wins on the year and 2 draws. That's good for 26 points. They're in 6th, just 1 point ahead of Reno. Long ways away from thinking about playoffs, but Reno trying to put themselves in position as a playoff team again here in 2018. And of course, you want to try and get as close as you can to that top 4 line because that means you get to host a playoff game.
Yeah, definitely. I think what's important for Reno as the season progresses is turning 1 point into 3 points. I think the 12-game unbeaten streak is fantastic. It really is. It really is a testament to just the mental strength of this team to go 12 games without a loss. But with 6 draws, if they turn a few of those into wins, they're looking at a lot more points, and they're looking at catapulting themselves up the table. So I think tonight here, they're going to want to walk away with 3 instead of 1 point.
Soccer fans, you want to keep up with the best social media from around the USL? You can join Kelsey Steele every Friday on the USL's social media channels for the latest edition of Off the Post. Does not appear to be any changes for Reno as they huddle together before the start of the second half. Weiberg, Janjigian, Carroll, and Richards, their back 4. In the middle, Opano, Mafeka, Kasipli, Calvillo, and Van Avink with Brian Brown at the top.
And it looks like Roy Miller's coming out. He's gotten his 45 minutes in. I'm sure the instructions from up top are give him 45 minutes, allow him a little bit more match fitness, and then get him out so he can continue his rehabilitation.
Yeah, I mentioned Miller, 33-year-old. He's got 59 caps for Costa Rica. Longtime MLSer with the New York Red Bulls and has been with Portland since 2017. But ruptured his Achilles during training in November, and today was the first action he has seen since then. So getting some chance to kind of do a little bit of a rehabilitation start here today in Reno, and Portland will hope to get him back up to their MLS side here shortly. Reno will work towards their Battle-Born Brigade section here in the second half. Going east to west. Jerry Van Avek sends it back to Joel Kweiberg. Now Janjigian. Richards finds Brian Brown, and Brown's waved off signs. Arturo Dizpe is the man that comes in for Miller. He's a 24-year-old from Cuba. He's had a chance to compete for the Cuban national team. He's got 13 caps for them. Janjigian sends it down for Brown, trying to go over the top there. Opano will go to a quick throw-in, throws it to Brown, who gives it right back to him. Quick passing here, Brown, left foot, and too strong. But a good look there for Brian Brown.
Yeah, a much more incisive passing from Reno 1868 early on. We see this one-time ball from Cavilla to find Brian Brown with space to turn, and Brian Brown has it, but just over the crossbar there. But better from Reno in the final third.
That was a beautiful-looking bended shot there from Brian Brown. Good shot from that spot.
Oh, and another poor giveaway from Timbers, too.
Some numbers here for Reno. Cavillo will take a crack at it. And Mangles is up to the challenge.
Yeah, Cavillo with a lot of space to run after Opano wins the ball from a poor giveaway by Timbers, too. And Cavillo's shot well handled by Mangles not to spill it, with Brian Brown lurking.
Calvillo down from the San Jose Earthquakes, getting him some minutes here tonight, making his 5th start in the United Soccer League. Signed by San Jose this past offseason after playing in the NASL for the New York Cosmos. Ismia Bekmik, our head referee, blows his whistle. And Timbers will go to reset. Jack Barnby on the ball. Brown gets his head on it. Reno knocks that one out of trouble. Barnby trying to set things up there for Loria, but too far.
Yeah, and Loria and Barnby getting on the ball again. That's going to be important for Timbers too in the second half. Allowing them in the half spaces where Reno's not sure who quite steps. Is it the fullback? Is it the center back? Is it the holding mid? In those little pockets of space where they can operate.
Update from the Cali Clasico. San Jose has tied it 3-3. Chris Wondolowski on a penalty, his second goal of the game. So big night for both Wondolowski and Ibrahimovic. Good match. 79th minute.
And now we're looking for something like that in this match.
Trying to find the icebreaker. Richards. Deflected away there by Vuelto.
Yeah, Richards tries to cut back onto his left foot and have a strike, but Vuelto's aware of it this time, is able to get the block.
Van Avek to Openo. Openo knocked down in the box.
A great tackle by Farfan. Openo looks like he gets the better of him. Farfan has a little slip but recovers so well, and now Williams is off on the opposite end.
Carroll gets in his way. Mulligan. And too strong there from Barnby.
Ooh, and a good deep cross teasing ball from Mulligan. Curved into the path of Barnby. Barnby's got to do better with that. That's a great chance for Timbers.
Reno flipping the field very quickly. Openo wide once again, finds Brown. Van Avek takes a crack at it. Back to Loria. Barnby finds it in the corner. Back to Jack Barnby. 29 MLS games under his belt. Farfan, broken up by Openo.
This battle between Openo and Farfan has really been a joy to watch.
Here's Bretton Richards. Loria tripped up by Kasimpli, no whistle. Well, actually, they did blow the whistle, so a foul on Kasimpli.
Yeah, Kasimpli just comes in a little late on this, trying to win the ball back from Loria after a little bit of a poor giveaway. And Timbers will be eyeing this up. Bit difficult of a situation, not enough width to put a good cross in, much too far for a shot. They're going to try to clip that into that far post and look for the likes of Jadama.
Free kick here in the 53rd minute. Barnby, Vuelto standing over the ball. Kept it on the ground, went towards the right corner. Marcinkowski escorts it out of play.
Yeah, Barnby elects to have it from about 35, 40 yards out. Drives it low and hard, but too far to really trouble Marcinkowski.
Richards has been staying back more here in this second half. Timbers on a run and just past Marcinkowski, and he's not happy with his defense.
Yeah, Zambrano has a lot of space to run here. No one really closes him down at all. Zambrano keeps going until he decides to have a shot from about 25 yards out. Good effort, but just wide of Marcinkowski's post, and he won't be happy with that defending.
Good break up there by Carroll. Timbers trying to set something up again.
And Timbers getting into their rhythm again, winning the ball high, creating chances. As we see, good ball into Augustin Williams, but his header's high and wide.
Marcinkowski, when he signed his contract with San Jose, became just the third homegrown player in the franchise's history, following Tommy Thompson and Nick Lima. He's done a great job here in goal for Reno 1868.
Yeah, I think he's someone that San Jose Earthquake fans have to be excited about. He's had a great season so far.
Intercepted by Van Avik. Decided to take a shot from well outside the box there.
Yeah.
He had a couple teammates in front of him, though.
Yeah, and a 3v2 opportunity. Van Avik with Lindo Mafeka and Brian Brown running off of him. Both Brown and Mafeka find space on that right side. Jerry Van Avik thinks he's got time and space to shoot, though, and has one.
That could have been a gift for Reno. That was really some poor passing from Portland and fell right into Jerry's lap.
Yeah, and that's been a few times from both teams this half. Really sloppy passing out of the back. Not unforced errors. It doesn't come as a result of great pressing. It's just really an unforced error giving the ball away.
So Brian Brown's night is finished, and Danny Mazovsky, the 22-year-old from Henderson, product of UNLV, here in his first professional season, he'll check in. He's got 4 goals on the year, and that's second on the team.
And I think this is a good game for Danny Mazovsky. I think he's going to be able to find those little bits of space in Portland's box, and when he gets a chance in the opposition box, expect Danny Mazovsky to bury it. He's such a good finisher.
Mazovsky just in the game, and that one was deflected. He thought it was deflected either. Trying to sell it to Peckmick, but he's not buying it, and Mangles will go to the goal kick.
Yeah, and Brent Richards finds Mazovsky early with that quick, long throw. Mazovsky's able to get in behind the defense, something that this Reno team was missing. And just after I say that, if he gets a chance in the box, he'll score. He puts it over, but it was his first touch of the game, so we'll give him the benefit of the doubt there.
Really great career for Mazovsky at UNLV. He scored 15 goals last year for the Rebels, and he was named the Western Athletic Conference Player of the Year. San Jose picked him 30th overall in this year's draft. Seen a lot of the high draft picks for San Jose this year here in downtown Reno. Also Paul Marie, Earthquake's first round pick, has seen a lot of action here. He's played in 9 games this season. Took him 12th overall. So just 2 substitutions thus far, with Roy Miller coming out for the Timbers and Arturo Dispe coming in. And then for Reno 1868, swapping forwards with the Jamaican Brian Brown going to sit and Danny Mazovsky coming in. Into Williams. Nice job by Carroll. Steps in, takes it away from him.
Yeah, and we see that Williams is trying to hold up the ball, but the 3 behind him all try to make runs in behind. Without the fixed position, Williams isn't sure who's going to pop up behind me so I can hold up the ball and lay it off.
Here's Loria. And whistle goes against Portland.
Yeah, I think Loria just drifts into an offside position there when he receives the ball to feet. Bit careless because he's not trying to get in behind it all.
Here's Lindo Mafeka. Buzzes through the defense. Mazowski tries to save it from the end line. He can't get quite there in time.
Yeah, and a good third-man run, finding Van Avik's feet, who finds Mazowski first time on his run, but Mazowski drifts pretty far offside there, and the referee blows the whistle. But you see that idea now, that quick, incisive passing to find Danny Mazowski in behind. Now that Reno has someone running in behind, you're going to see more of those quick combinations, I think.
Richards playing forward now. Openo. Trying to cross it into Mazowski. Danny almost stole it back, but it's cleared away by the Timbers.
Yeah, and a bit careless from Lewis there. Tries to give a little body feint, thinking he's made some space for himself, and almost gives the ball away in his own box.
Here's Mulligan trying to get it away from Van Avek. Looking to go over the top there for Williams, and it's headed by Carroll back to goal. Just two other matches in action tonight. Colorado Springs and San Antonio are tied up at 1. That one's in the 90th minute. Fresno has a 1-0 lead on Sacramento in the 87th minute.
Another careless coughing up a possession from T2 there. Reno decided just to recycle possession there rather than force a counterattack. Referee gives a handball to Danny Mazowski there. I don't think he knows much about it. Takes a nick off his thigh and pops up into his arm.
How well do you know the USL? You can test your knowledge in USLsoccer.com's weekly picks competition. It takes place every Tuesday. You can win tickets to an upcoming USL game of your choice. Here's Quaiberg. Good timing there to find Mazowski. Oh, what a nifty looking shot that was from Danny Mazowski. Almost found the back post.
Yeah, from a very tight angle. It just curves the wrong way, really. Goalkeeper thinks he's putting it back across. Mazowski cleverly tries to get the nutmeg, but that curve takes it far away from goal. Goes out for a throw and makes it look like it was further away of a chance than it really was, because that was a close opportunity.
Kisipli finds Mafeka. Lindo.
When you give Mafeka that kind of space on the top of the box, you know he's going to try to put something special away. Tries to get that curl into the far post there. Doesn't get quite enough spin on it there, but well done from Lindo Mafeka, being able to turn and face the goal. Something we haven't seen enough from him tonight.
Reno's had some results that have helped their cause over the last couple of nights, with Orange County falling to Phoenix. That puts them in second place behind the Real Monarchs, but Reno trying to vault ahead. Ooh, what a good job there by Carroll coming up behind Marcinkowski.
Yeah, well done from Mulligan. The first time pass to find Loria's run. Loria tries to put that ball across, but no one is really making that run to the near post to put that away, but a good opportunity from T2.
Carroll again there. Timbers organizing. Janjigian redirects.
And a good flick to find Vuelto, whose first time cross meets the head of Janjigian, but now we're starting to see T2 have that incisive passing in the final third. Trying to carve out opportunity here to get that go-ahead goal.
Reno putting together a good possession here. Quaiberg trying to lob it in there for Mafeka, and Mangles beats him to it.
Yeah, Quaiberg uses Van Aveck's run to take that little bit of space to put in that cross. In the end, comfortable for Mangles. But we're seeing Quaiberg getting up the field more. In the first half, he wasn't quite making the same runs Brent Richards was, but now we're seeing him getting to the attacking third and put crosses in.
Renzo Zambrano to Vuelto. A much improved Portland Timbers team from a year ago, a club that won only 3 matches and lost 23 games. They have put together a much more impressive performance against Reno 1868 than we saw in 2017. Reno hoping for a season sweep here tonight after beating this Portland team on the road back in late April by a final of 2-1. And as mentioned earlier, in that match, it was Danny Mazovsky in the 89th minute that broke a 1-1 tie.
Mazovsky's looked dangerous since coming on, with a lot more movement, and we now see more movement from the likes of Opino as well.
Here comes Williams. Broken up by Carroll. Done a really good job at center back tonight. Zach Carroll, making his 12th start tonight. It's his 3rd USL team. He played for Orlando City B last year. He was an all-league selection in 2016 with the New York Red Bulls too.
Yeah, I think he was a really good addition to this Reno 1868 team. Filled a void left by Jimmy Ockford, who got signed by San Jose Earthquakes in the offseason.
And he's had a lot of playing time this year with San Jose. Dangerous attempt there from Portland.
Oh, and this ball from Mulligan here is inch perfect. He puts a great ball across for Barmby, but Barmby can't redirect it towards the goal. Good, dangerous chance from T2. And Reno will want to make sure they wake up a little bit and prevent those chances from occurring, because that easily could have been a goal.
Joel Quaiberg's night is over, and Duke Lacroix will come in. Joined the team in mid-April, and he's been a nice addition in Reno's back four as well as their midfield this year.
Yeah.
Mafeka putting a lot of pressure on the Timbers there, and it's cleared out by Dispe, and a corner kick now coming up.
Yeah, and Duke Lacroix, another converted attacker that Ian Russell's brought in to play as an outside back. He's so quick on the dribble. He can take people on, put a good delivery in with that left foot. Expect him to get forward more than Quaiberg was. Quaiberg, who's the conservative choice, good at defending, while Duke Lacroix will try to get the ball forward.
Jerry Van Avak in the corner. Carroll got his head on it.
And a good delivery from Van Avik. He's a bit of a set-piece specialist. Finds Zach Carroll's head, but Zach Carroll can't redirect it towards goal, and it goes out for a throw-in.
Carroll had a headed goal a couple of weeks ago. Reno's win in Oklahoma City. Openo trying to find something there for Mafeka, and it's cleared out by the Timbers.
Brent Richards finding that throw-in in behind the defense again, this time with Mafeka sneaking in behind the back line.
Richards and Farfan collide. Mangos wants to push it down the field. Here's Lacroix, who just checked in. '72nd minute here tonight at Greater Nevada Field. It is still 0-0. Will somebody find the back of the net here in the final 20 minutes? Timbers have played only 2 draws this year. And as you mentioned before, it's been a lot for Reno. They've had 7. Openo.
Yeah, but still about 20 minutes left if you include stoppage time. Plenty of time for someone to try to get 3 points out of this. I think both teams are just looking for that one moment. They've come close a couple of times to finding that one moment, but just hasn't quite connected.
Three points for Reno tonight would be enough to vault them into a tie for 4th place. For the Timbers, it would put them in 4th place all by themselves. Actually, a win for Portland would put them into a tie for 3rd with Sacramento after they were defeated by Fresno. Final score, Fresno beating Sacramento 2-0 as Harold Hansen comes in for the Timbers.
Yeah, and Harold Hansen, who scored a great goal against Switchbacks in T2's last game. He's a strong, powerful runner. He's going to look to get in behind this Reno defense. I think with Loria, Vuelto, and Barnby, 3 creative, clever players, but just 3 of the same. And I think having a powerful runner who's going to try to create chances just through athleticism will be something that could propel this T2 team forward in these final minutes.
Openo wrestles it away from Barnby. And a throw-in coming for Reno now.
Another quick throw-in here.
Here's Mazovsky.
Reno have been successful stretching the Portland back line and taking advantage of them falling asleep on throw-ins.
Here's Seth Kasipley. Van Avek hoping to redirect there for Mazovsky. And Mangles will send it back down the field. Hansen steps up and keeps it for the Timbers. Marcinkowski with a good save.
Yeah, and Hansen with a little bit of space to turn. He rips one from 30 out. Gets some good power behind it, but Marcinkowski adjusted body well to make that save look routine.
Richards to Openo. And I think Openo was able to earn a corner there for Reno 1868.
Yeah, but a good run from Openo here. Excellent tracking back by Jadama to prevent this cutback to Danny Mazovsky. Reno will be looking to make something of this corner kick.
Jerry Van Avek. Cleared by Loria. Here comes the Timbers on a counterattack.
Yeah, Zambrano with a lot of space to run up against Duke Lacroix.
And Lacroix just gets his body in front of him and forces a corner instead of a shot on goal.
Look at that recovery speed from Duke Lacroix. Looks like he gives Zambrano that bit of space where Zambrano thinks he's free to push it forward a little more. And then boom, that quick burst of speed to be able to recover. But now it's a corner kick on the other side of the field just seconds after a Reno corner.
Will feed it back to Zambrano. Now swung around for Mulligan. Richards clears it.
Good ball from Loria to find Farfan. Farfan just misjudges that. See Hansen trying to stretch the back line with that run, but just miscontrols it.
Calvillo crossing the field from Mazovsky. Farfan will get the throw in. Barnby gets tangled up there with Kasipley. Hangs on to the possession. Calvillo tries to step up. Can't get it away. Back over to Mulligan. Now to Andre Lewis. Portland slowing it down, being more patient with the ball now. Openo trying to pressure on Loria there, and they'll blow the whistle on him.
Now we see T2 change that pace up after slowing things down. They earn the free kick and try to play it quick to catch the Reno defense off guard. But once again, just missing that final ball, missing that bit of quality to create a chance. I think it's been the story of both teams tonight.
Here's Barnby. A lot of blue jerseys. He'll swing it around. Now Lewis. Danny Mazovsky had two players to get past, and now the Timbers will quickly organize defensively. Thought about trying to push it, but he had two white shirts to get past, so he puts it back. Now Reno will try and patiently put something together.
Yeah, and I think there's just a lack of runs in behind. Mazovsky looked up, tried to hold the ball, tried to wait for those runs. It just never came, so Reno elected to have the slow build up.
Here's Openo. Centered and in! Reno strikes in the 81st minute, and it's Danny Mazovsky.
And that bit of quality from Openo is exactly what this game's been missing. Openo stands up against Farfan, takes him to the line, and puts in a great ball for Mazovsky. And Mazovsky from 10 yards out makes no mistake there and buries it into the near post to make this game 1-0.
Well, you said if Mazovsky got a chance in the box to put a quality shot on goal, he probably wouldn't miss. And he had one teed up by Antoine Openo, and he buries it as Reno takes a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, and that bit of acceleration from Openo to get it past Farfan. And a great ball across, cuts it back into Mazovsky's path. Mazovsky is able to peel off the two Portland center backs to find that bit of space, and he puts it away. Clinical finishing from Danny Mazovsky.
His 5th goal of the season. Now that ties Mazovsky with Brian Brown for the team lead. So 2 matches in a row against Portland. It's Mazovsky late in the contest with the go-ahead goal. He did it in the 89th minute back in that match on April 21st as Reno came away with a 2-1 win.
Yeah, late goals. That last time a winner for Danny Mazovsky against Portland Timbers. Remains to be seen if this one's a winner as well. Still a few minutes left in this game, but I think we're going to start to see it open up more. I think you're going to see some new life in this game. It's really become a bit dull at stretches. Now, with Danny Mazovsky's goal, I think it's going to start to open back up and light back up again.
A lot of Mazovsky's goals have been late. Mentioned the one in April. He also scored in the 83rd minute in Orange County to help preserve this unbeaten streak. That got Reno to a 2-2 draw against OC. And there have been a few moments during this 12-game stretch where Reno's been unbeaten, where they have had to claw their way back to a draw. And that Orange County one certainly was big. But here tonight, a chance if they can hold on for about the final 10 minutes. A chance for 3 points and a chance to vault themselves into the top 4 in the Western Conference standings.
Yeah, I think it shows a lot of resolve with late pushes to be able to go 12 games, potentially 13 games unbeaten. And now we're seeing a defensive substitution from Ian Russell. He's trying to hold this lead in the last few minutes. Lindo Mafeka, the attacking mid, coming out for Jordan Morel, center back. It looks like Jordan Morel will play just in front of Zach Carroll and Thomas Janjigian.
Morel involved right out of the replay. Appears in his 12th game this year for Reno. Last year he was a mainstay in Reno's back 4, where he started 28 games and scored 3 goals. as part of that record-breaking 75-goal season.
And you always know what you're going to get out of Jordan Morel. He always puts in a solid performance, always consistent, a leader out there on the field, organizing his back line, doing whatever he can on the defensive side of things.
Morel closes on Loria. Trying to go find Farfan near the corner, but it's too far out of the way, and a throw-in now coming from Brent Richards. Mazovsky slips there. Reno had a nice little set coming with Mazovsky as well as Van Avek. Portland gives it away. Gasipli finds Van Avek. Look at Lacroix sprinting down the field. Tries to go to his left foot. Lacroix really can change the game with his speed, though. He came flying in and went from a 2-on-2 to a 3-on-2 advantage there for Reno.
Yeah, and with Jerry Van Avek playing as an inverted winger, meaning a right-footed winger on the left side, he wants to cut in. And having someone who will overlap him and give the defenders something to think about will give Jerry Van Avek either a chance to hit Duke Lacroix on the overlap for a cross or take it inside to have space to do something with it. So these two who played together last year at Orange County can develop a pretty good partnership, I think, with that understanding. Much like the Brent Richards and Antoine Opino partnership on the opposite side.
Opino trying to spring Marcinkowski, and he gets tied up. Whistle goes against Reno.
Yeah, good battle there between Jadama and Mazowski. Looks like Mazowski just tugs Jadama down as he's trying to round him, while Jadama is trying to protect the ball.
Barnby pressured by Morel. Final couple minutes here in regulation. Reno on top 1-0. Thanks to a late goal by Danny Mazovsky.
Yeah, Mazowski's upset about that. Space to run. Bit of a professional foul there from Farfan. Mazowski wants the yellow card. But I think Mazowski's added a new dimension to this Reno attack since coming on, not only with the goal, not only with his finishing ability, but he's making the runs. He's harassing defenders, pressing, trying to take people on, trying to stretch the back line and to make room for the likes of Opino and Jerry Van Avek.
Farfan the throw-in. Morel sends it over the top. Mazowski will pressure. And that forces Mangles to kick it out of play. Reno doing a good job right now here in the closing minutes, keeping the ball in Portland's half of the field.
Yeah, they're doing a good job of closing this game out. When you see an attacking mid come out for a center back, you think, oh wow, this team's gonna bunker in. They're gonna try to just defend on their 18-yard box, and you'll see, oftentimes that means the other team is getting a lot of chances from there. But Reno are handling this like true professionals, keeping the ball in the opposition half, keeping the ball in one area of the field, not trying to push too many numbers, but just controlling the game, seeing it out.
Simply can't keep his feet. Zambrano finds Hansen. He's got 2 Reno defenders to beat. Hansen takes a strike, and it's swatted away by JT Marcinkowski.
And a huge save by Marcinkowski here. Harold Hansen has plenty of room to run, and he unleashes a wicked shot that JT Marcinkowski has to do well to get fingertips on. Great save there from the goalkeeper.
Hansen approaching those 2 defenders, decided to put a strike into it, and that was impressive on the effort from Hansen, who came on as a second-half substitution. Marcinkowski keeping the clean sheet alive. He's trying to get his 3rd, which would give him a team lead. Matt Bersano has come down and given Reno a couple clean sheets as well.
I think JT Marcinkowski is good for 1 world-class save a night. You can rely on him to make 1 save where it's just like, how did he make that, where other goalkeepers might have let it in.
3 minutes of stoppage time added. Reno trying to close this out, get their 7th win of the year, and extend their unbeaten streak to 13. Janjigian gets it out of the box. Here's Calvillo. Reno's got some numbers here for a counter. Some space for Mazovsky.
Yeah, I think I would rather see Calvillo hold the ball a little longer, keep running, and try to make someone commit to him, but he tries to find Mazovsky early.
Back to Hansen. Carroll steps up and takes it away. Whistle goes against Antoine Opino there.
Yeah, just a bit of shirt pulling there, trying to prevent that attack. Bit of a professional foul.
They'll send Zambrano to the ball with about 1 minute left in this match. Now it's Loria. Chance there for the Timbers, but it's headed too high.
Yeah, and a good ball from Loria. Just can't quite redirect that towards goal.
That was Arturo Dispe. Good chance there by the Timbers. They've had a couple quality chances here late, but Reno may be able to draw down the clock here.
Yeah, Marcinkowski is going to take his time with this one. See out these remaining seconds. Reno did a good job in letting the game become open after the goal. They've done a really good job of managing the clock, and that doesn't necessarily mean time wasting.
Williams trying to keep it alive for the Timbers. Cleared by Morel. And that's the final whistle. Reno picks up 3 points here at Greater Nevada Fields. And the unbeaten streak is now at 13. Thanks to Danny Mazovsky. In the 81st minute, buries a cross from Antoine Opino. And Reno 1868 is now firmly in playoff position in the USL a 3-point win that will vault them into a tie for 4th place.
Yeah, and all smiles from Ian Russell here after seeing his side get the 3 points. It could have easily ended 0-0. A game of what-ifs, but Danny Mazowski answers that with a brilliant finish after great play from Antoine Opino.
Ian Russell going over and shaking hands with our referee crew. Seven wins and 6 draws in the last 13 matches, as Reno goes to 7 wins, 3 losses, and 7 draws on the year. And a frustrating night for Portland as they suffer their 7th loss of the year, and they will stay at 26 points. Reno will pass them in the Western Conference. Reno now tied with Swope Park, 28 points, tied for 4th. That'll drop Orange County into 6th place, and Portland now sliding back to 7th. What a run this has been for Reno 1868, going back to April 14th when this team was really struggling. They lost their first 3 matches at home, but they have not been beaten since.
Yeah, 13 games is a remarkable feat. 13 games without losing, seeing games out till the end, getting late winners or late equalizers. This Reno team is really starting to pick up some huge form coming into the business end of the USL season.
We'll be joined here in a few moments by our sideline reporter Kylie Diesner, as Reno is able to come away with this 1-0 win over Portland, and a chance now for a big week here at Greater Nevada Field. Another home match slated for Tuesday against the Monarchs. And exactly what Ian Russell could have hoped for here in this one tonight.
Yeah, and I think Tuesday's game against Real Monarchs will be a real test to keep this unbeaten streak alive. Real Monarchs are red hot once again in the USL this season, and they will be a tough team to beat here at Greater Nevada Field.
All right, Kylie Diesner has been able to grab Ian Russell, and what does Ian have to say about this big win tonight? All right, we lost the audio there from Kylie, but Reno wins 1-0. We'll be back right after this to wrap things up.
Naturally.
Here's the scene inside Greater Nevada Fields. Fans not going away empty-handed tonight. Lindo Mafeka, Danny Mazovsky hanging out with some of the fans here tonight at the Yard, and it's going to be a party tonight in downtown Reno. A 1-0 victory for the boys in blue. Alongside Colin Tabor, I'm Alex Margulies, and Colin, take a look at the highlights from this match here tonight, and a game that saw a lot of back and forth was finally settled in the 81st minute.
Yeah, and Antoine Openo taking on Marco Farfan, cutting it back, and Danny Mazowski just finds that bit of space between the two Portland center backs and puts away his chance.
An exceptional goal for Reno late, as once again in both of their matches against Portland, able to find the game winner late in the contest. And then Reno would make some substitutions. They would bring in Jordan Morel off the bench to replace Lindo Mafeka. They would go into a defensive set, but that would still set things up for Harold Hansen, who had a chance to equalize. He put a screamer towards JT Marcinkowski, and a well-earned clean sheet for Marcinkowski tonight.
Yeah, and I think Marcinkowski is good at making saves look easier than they really are. He's so quick on his feet, and he gets himself set really well to make that save look, you know, like it's not that difficult. He gets his body behind it while he's diving. A lot of keepers would have been fingertip save, making it look dramatic. I've been impressed with JT Marcinkowski this season.
Well, we'll see if Reno can keep this incredible streak alive. They'll go for 14 straight without a loss this coming Tuesday night. We'll be right back here at Greater Nevada Fields. Reno taking on the Real Monarchs SLC in another opportunity to continue to climb the Western Conference table. That's going to wrap up our broadcast here tonight from Greater Nevada Fields. Want to thank our entire production crew for all their hard work tonight. For my partner, Colin Tabor, for Kylie Diesner, I'm Alex Margulies saying so long from downtown Reno. Reno 1868 tops Portland 1-0. Thanks for watching United Soccer League action here on My21 TV. Good night.
This copyrighted telecast of United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.